Hello, hello, hello. It's Owashicomix back with another video. As you all know, Big Brother 26 has concluded, so it's time for another tier list video. Today, I will be ranking all the Big Brother 26 house guests and seeing where they ranked, how my predictions went, and just a general retelling of the season. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Y'all know what the deal is. So as you see here, as hopefully the video is set up properly, I have the tier list maker on deck. I have all the contestants ranked in order from first boot to winner. And I have my tier list, kind of the same as last time. Big Brother Hall of Fame, great, good, mixed feelings, and mid. And I'm going to put the contestants in here one by one. So again, without further ado, I know I just said that, but I just said it again. Let's get right into the rankings. I have Mr. Matt, and I made a little list here. I went back and watched my previous video. I said Matt was going to be final free. I was so wrong. So I have earned myself a slap on the face. Ugh. So yeah, I said Matt. I said Matt was going to be final free. That was not correct at all. He was Mr. First Boot. As you see, Matt, he entered the Big Brother house. He was immediately flirting with Mackenzie. That was the one thing I got right about Matt, is that I said he was going to get with Mackenzie. That is the only correct thing I said about him. So he was flirting with Mackenzie hardcore. Angela caught on to it. And she was telling people, oh, Matt and Mackenzie, they about to be a thing. You got to watch out for that. And Matt's like, oh, I don't like that. Why are you putting a target on my back? And I was kind of with Matt on that, because it's like you are kind of putting a target on his back, whether the intention is there or not. You are putting a target on his back. But then Matt kind of messed up, because then Angela won HOH, and then Matt started talking tough. Like, hey, man, you try to put me on the block, man. I'm going to hit you with this one-piece, two-piece combo. And it's like, bro, you can't be talking to the HOH like that. You can't be talking crazy. And that's what he was doing. He was talking crazy. Like, I don't think it's as far as Angela said, where she was like, oh, Matt was going to lock me in a room and torture me or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like she was kind of over-exaggerating it a little bit, but, like, he was kind of coming at her crazy. So I get why she wanted to backdoor him. And also, I mean, the fact she backdoored one of the strongest dudes week one, you got to give Angela credit for that. And it's crazy. This is supposed to be a Matt part of the section. I'm talking about Angela. But, I mean, what is there to say about the dude who got booted first? So, I mean, by default, I have to put him in mid because, he's the first boot. And again, it's crazy because I said he was going to make final free, and then he didn't. But, hey, it is what it is. Moving on, we have Miss Lisa, the second boot of Big Brother 26. Looking at my list here, I said she was going to be pre-jury, so I was correct about that. No slap on the face for me. Something interesting I want to talk about is I think it was either week 1 or week 2. Angela and Lisa got into a fight, and like the live feeds blocked most of it. So like I'm not really sure what it was about, but like I saw the house guests reacting to it and talking about it, and then the little Angela versus Lisa beef, like they were kind of like bitter towards each other afterwards. And I'm wondering, like, is anyone ever going to, like, spill the tea on that? Because it's like, well, what were they fighting about? You know what I'm saying? Because they blocked on the live feeds. But anyways, Lisa, she was the glitter girl. I was right about her because I said in the prediction video she's going to be a weirdo. And she was definitely a weirdo. Like, she was putting glitter in people's foods. Like, I completely understood Tucker's disdain for her because I'm a huge food guy myself. If you couldn't tell from how I drew my avatar, I am big, I'm fat, I like eating food. So if I'm eating my food and someone starts putting glitter in my food, I'm going to be so pressed about it. Because I didn't ask for this. I didn't want this. Who wants to eat glitter on their food? That's disgusting. So she was just being a weirdo right off the bat. And I think she would have went home week 1 if she didn't win that veto. But she did. And then she going on to week 2. She didn't win the veto, so she went home. So, I mean, that's really all there is to say about Lisa, because, I mean, she was beefing with Angela, she was putting glitter in people's foods and just being a weirdo. So, yeah, early boot, I'm going to put her in mid. Is she a better player? I mean, I guess she's a better player than Matt by default, because she lasted longer than him. But, like, it's pretty interchangeable, to be honest with you. Next up, we have Mr. Kenny, the cop. I said he was going to be jury. I was incorrect about that, so it's time for the slap. Oof. So we have Mr. Kenny here. In my defense, he had a pretty decent interview video. How was I supposed to know he was going to walk into the house and immediately be like, I want to quit. I don't want to be here. Why am I here? And it's like, bro, you signed up to be here. Because, like, according to my sources, you know, by sources I mean Twitter, he auditioned. Unless my sources are wrong. But from what I've heard, he auditioned to be on this show. And he still wanted to quit. Like, I would at least have an ounce of sympathy for him if he was recruited and he didn't know what he was getting into. But he auditioned and he still wanted to quit. That's crazy. Like, bro, you're a loser. I say this with my not so good voice. But anyways, like I was saying, he's a loser. You audition for a show, you want to quit immediately? Like, I was on Angela's side with that Angela versus Kenny argument. Because it's like, bro, like thousands of people audition for this show every year. You waste somebody's opportunity. Like, that's just so messed up. So, yeah, Kenny's a flop. Low-key, I think Kenny deserves his own tier. Don't you think? Don't you think Kenny deserves his own tier? I mean, I guess he did win a veto. You know what I'm saying? He did win a veto. So you got to give him credit for that. But the fact that I'm sorry, I don't respect quitters. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect quitters. You know, it had to be a special case for me to respect a quitter. But in most cases, I don't respect a quitter. So I'm going to give Kenny his own tier because bro was garbage. He was garbage. And, yeah, I was wrong about his prediction. But how was I supposed to know that he wanted to quit? I don't know. So moving on, we have Mr. Cedric Hodges, the 21-year-old former Marine. Looking at my list here, I said bro was going to be pre-jury. I was correct about that, so no slap for me. Cedric walked into the house, and now we finally get into the meat and potatoes, because honestly, Matt, Lisa, and Kenny were all pretty irrelevant. So now we finally move on to someone who at least did stuff in the game. So Cedric walked into the house. He immediately had a bond with Chelsea because they were both downgraded. And they went on to form a CCC, which was Chelsea, Cam, and Cedric. And then they branched on that alliance and added Quinn and Brooklyn to form the Pentagon Alliance. I think that was a smart move. Quinn and Brooklyn were good players. And, you know, it was a very solid alliance. And I think if Quinn didn't mess... Well, it's crazy because I just said Quinn is a good player. But at the same time, Quinn messed everything up. So I guess he's not that good of a player. But yeah, if Quinn didn't mess everything up, I think all of the Pentagon would have made jury, honestly. But yeah, we had Mr. Cedric. He was downgraded. But even then, you know, he still wasn't put on the block. You know, he survived week 1. You move on to week 2. And I think Cedric was pretty decent. You know, like he didn't really have to do much because Chelsea was HOH. So he could just, you know, sit back, relax, kick his feet up. I do remember, like, during those early weeks, surprisingly, because it was a major storyline on Twitter with the live feeds and everything. It didn't make the TV edit at all. But for all of you non-feeder watchers, during the first few weeks, Cam had a huge old crush on Leah, and he would like leak information to her, and Cedric and Chelsea would have to stop Cam from leaking information because bro was down bad. But I just wanted to add that in there. I'll talk about it more in the Cam section, I guess. But that's pretty much what Cedric was doing during the early weeks, just trying to stop Cam from spilling information because he was a simp for Leah. And it's crazy saying that because now apparently Cedric and Leah are a thing, which I predicted that. Because I said in the video, I said Cedric and Leah might be a thing. And I was right about that. So, you know, give me my money. Even though I didn't make a bet on it, still give me my money. So, yeah. I'm talking in a ramble, but we're just going to keep it pushing. That's pretty much what Cedric was doing during the first 2 weeks. And then week 3, he won his first HOH. Like I said, he looked athletic. He was athletic. He crushed that HOH. And I think his HOH was solid. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to remember, like, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going off of pure memory. I didn't do no research for this video. But I do remember that that was the week Tucker found out about Quinn's power, and he tried to get Cedric to backdoor Quinn, And Cedric wasn't really feeling it because Quinn was part of the Pentagon. But then he also had to consider that Quinn was basically lying to him throughout the whole game. So it was like, do I punish Quinn for being a liar, or do I stay true to the alliance? And he decided to stay true to the alliance, and he didn't, backdoor Quinn. He backdoored Mackenzie. And that might have been his fatal flaw, I think, because it's like, I think, like, if I was Cedric, just putting myself out there. If I was Cedric, I would have just rolled with Tucker and be like, hey, Tucker, if you get out Quinn, you can join the Pentagon. That's what it is, So that's what I would have done. I was like, hey Tucker, I hear what you're saying. If you get Quinn out, you can join the Pentagon. You could be an honorary member. You know what I'm saying? You get that premium startup package, everything. That's what I would have done. But he decided to stay loyal to the Pentagon, which is like, why would you be loyal to a guy who isn't loyal to you? But that's what Cedric did. And I think that was like the beginning of his downfall. Because then next week, Quinn won HOH. And you think like Quinn would like pay Cedric back for his loyalty? But then he didn't. He put Cedric up on the block. Because I know, like, again, I guess some of the blame has to go on Cedric because he volunteered. But, like, Quinn should have been like, hey, man, you stuck your neck out for me. I'm not going to put you on the block. But, Quinn is a simp, so it is what it is. And, yeah, man, he put Cedric up on the block even after all. Like, Cedric stuck his neck out for that dude. And Quinn still did him dirty, bro. That's crazy. So, yeah, Cedric went up on the block. He got destroyed in that veto by Tucker. And then T-Core and Chemo flipped the vote against Cedric and saved Rubina. And that's how Cedric went home. I think Cedric started off well. I think his downfall was putting way too much trust in Quinn that he did not deserve. And honestly, out of all the players, I think I would like to see Cedric the most in like a comeback season or something like that. Because I feel like if he did a little bit of research on the show, I think bro could go crazy. I think he could be a major power player. But as is, he's definitely better than Kenny the flop. He's better than Matt. He's better than Lisa. He's either good or mixed feelings. I mean, I don't know how high I could put him because he's like the fourth boot. But like, I thought he was a really solid player. You know what? It's my list. I'm going to put him in good. He was a good player. I mean, he made a dumb mistake towards the end, but for the most part, he was a good player. So that's my opinion on Cedric Hodges. And then we move on to Brooklyn Rivera. I would like to officially state an apology because I said Brooklyn was going to be racist because she was friends with Aaron. And then she ended up teaming up with the black people. So, I mean, I was clearly wrong about that. My bad. I guess as it turns out, she only like vaguely knows Aaron, which is crazy because I saw all sorts of tweets like, Brooklyn is besties with Aaron. So I just kind of went based off of that. But apparently she only like vaguely knows Aaron a little bit. Like she's not really like that big of a friend with her. So I'm like, context is key. But anyways, we move on to Miss Brooklyn Rivera. Like I was saying before, the CCC Alliance, they added Brooklyn and Quinn, forming the Pentagon. And, I mean, Brooklyn, I think she played her cards the best she could because she was in the majority alliance. She really didn't need to do anything, especially since her allies like Chelsea and Cedric were winning HOHs. So she really didn't need to do anything. She would just sit back, relax, build on her social game. And I think that's the best thing to do during these early weeks. Like, it's not a smart idea to just blow up and act crazy, even if it's good TV. So I think Brooklyn was really playing smart those first few weeks. Now, before I continue, I'm going to take a swig of this water because I'm quite parched. That's the stuff. Now, moving on. The start of Brooklyn's downfall was week 4, where she was completely blindsided by the Cedric vote. And I think after that, that was like the continuation of her downfall. Because I think she should have like played it off and act like she didn't really care. But she was so mad and she showed it to everybody, the whole house. Like I remember she went up to T-Core and Chemo and she was like, hey, watch your backs. You know what I'm saying? I'm Brooklyn Rivera. I got this sniper rifle on me. Don't play with me. And T-Core and Chemo were like, we ain't scared of you. So that's basically what it was. And like Brooklyn was just, she was crashing out, you know what I'm saying? Because she was on the wrong side of the vote. But I think she should have kept it together. She should have been poised, but that's what it is. So she was crashing out, and then it was even worse that then Tucker won HOH, and he was looking at Brooklyn like, you a prime tasty snack for eviction, so I'm gonna put you up on the block. And yeah, and then I don't even know what she was thinking. I mean, like, it was funny, you know what I'm saying? It was funny. But then during the hide and go veto competition, she like threw Tucker's clothes on the ground. And it's like, yeah, it was funny. It was entertaining. I'm not denying that. But it's like, Brooklyn, you do realize that he's the HOH and you're currently on the block. So maybe you shouldn't be throwing his stuff around in a fit of rage. You know what I'm saying? Because then that's just only going to incentivize him further to get you out the house. What's crazy is that Tucker, he eventually figured out it was Brooklyn. But he thought it was Quinn at first. And it was just like, bro, you're not always right, bro. You're not always right 100% of the time. And Chelsea won AI Arena, so it went down to Brooklyn or Cam. And it was a pretty smart decision by the house to just get rid of Brooklyn. Because, I mean, Cam is my dog at the crib, but clearly Brooklyn was a bigger threat. You know what I'm saying? At least in terms of social game, I think social game Brooklyn was a bigger threat. You know what I'm saying? But, we do have to talk about Brooklyn's 0 comp wins. I say that because I'll talk about this more in the Cam section, but pretty much all season, everybody was clowning on Cam because he only had like 1 veto win. And it's like, there's several other people in this cast who didn't win any comps. Like, why are y'all exclusively clowning on Cam? And I say this to say that, as good of a social game Brooklyn had, she had 0 comp wins. When the time mattered most for her to win that veto and take herself off the block, she couldn't do it. So I'm just not sure if I could put someone with 0 comp wins in good tier next to my boy Cedric. So with all that being said, I think Brooklyn deserves mixed feelings because she's better than Lisa and Matt. But I don't think she's as good as Cedric. And let's see, what did I say for Brooklyn, at least in my prediction list? I said she was pre-jury, so hey, I don't have to slap myself. Now we move on to Mr. AFP himself, Tucker de Loroyers, whatever his last name is. Here we have Tucker. He started off his journey just instantly hating Lisa and everything, and I understood where he was coming from. Lisa was annoying and weird. I would probably hate her too. And then he had like a little bond with Angela that I didn't really get, because I mean, like, Angela's an entertaining character, but like I would not want to hang out with her personally. But Tucker was drawn towards Angela, and he saved her with the veto. It was this big dramatic moment. You know what I'm saying? Was that week 2 or week 3? I think. Wait. No, I'm trying to remember. No, because week two he volunteered to go on the block. Yeah, week 2 he volunteered to go on the block. And then he beat Lisa in the AI arena. And then he was like, I really like puzzles. So that was that week. And then week 3 is the week where he used the veto on Angela. But that's basically like how he was building his early bonds with Angela, his little bond with Rubina that turned into a showmance, which I think was his downfall. The showmance with Rubina was his downfall. Especially that one day where they just decided to announce their love to the whole house and started making out. And it's like, you two realize that's just painting a big target on your backs, right? You know what I'm saying? And then Tucker was like, he was given like an extraordinary power. Tucker was given an extraordinary power with the AI instigator, where he could just basically make up lies, tell it to the whole house, and get away with it by using an AI copy of someone. And then he decides he wants to use it to just announce to the house that he's in a showmance with Rubina, so he can just do whatever he wants with Rubina. And it's like, bro, you're supposed to be stirring the tea, not stirring Rubina's tea. Like, he just completely flopped with that power. And then America decided to give him like $10,000. And it's like, $10,000 for what? All he did was tell the house that he's horny for Rubina. Like, that wasn't no drama. That was pathetic. You know what I'm saying? But again, I got to go back to Tucker's HOH. I think he handled that well, honestly. Like, Chelsea, Cam, and Brooklyn were all solid targets. And I think it was smart on his hand. What am I saying? I think it was smart of him to be like, Quinn needs to be dealt with, but I'll deal with Quinn later, because I do think at that point in time Chelsea and Brooklyn were way bigger targets. So I think that was smart of him, during his HOH. So comp went wise, Tucker has it under the belt, bro. Bro was winning vetoes. He was winning HOHs. He was winning AI arenas. He was pretty much winning everything except to that last AI arena, which is crazy. I don't even think crazy. I'm going to say low-key rigged because it's like, The week Tucker is on the block and people want to get rid of him, they do an AI arena with puzzles for the guy who really likes puzzles. They do that. So it's a little suspicious, big brother. It's a little suspicious. Feeling a little rigged. And not only did it feel a little rigged, but then Tucker lost. They had a competition specifically made for Tucker, and then he still lost, and he still went home. But I guess he might have been tired because, he had that punishment. So where he had to run around the house and do stupid stuff wearing that. It was like a little robot suit with a blue cap. It was really dumb. So he might have been tired from that, but it's the one competition he really, really needed to win, he couldn't win, which is crazy. But I was right, because I said in my prediction list, I said Tucker was pre-jury. So I was correctamundo about that. I feel like by default, I have to put Tucker in good. Because, social-wise, I think he was good because he formed the Friends Alliance with T-Core, Rubina, Chemo, Joseph, and Angela. And it was a pretty solid foundation until Angela messed things up. Because Angela was going around telling people she wanted Tucker to go. And that was really stupid. But that's more of an Angela thing. We'll get there when we get there for the Angela section. But, yeah, because he was good at the competitions. He had a solid sense of strategy. He knew to make alliances. He also knew which players to target. Social game was good. Yeah, I think he really just kind of fizzled out on his final week. But, overall, yeah, I would say Tucker's a good player. Maybe not the best player in this cast, because, again, he was still pre-jury. But I think he was a good, solid player. And definitely, even though I would personally like to see Cedric back, I think realistically from this cast, Tucker is the most likely to get a call back. They're definitely saving him for a future All-Star season or something, bro. I'm telling y'all. Or at least Reindeer. He's either coming back for All-Stars or Reindeer games, something like that. But he's definitely coming back. You know what I'm saying? So that's Tucker. Then we have Joseph Rodriguez. What is there even to say about this dude? This dude was a flop. I was trying to say flop, but yeah, Joseph Rodriguez is a flop. I'm genuinely trying to think of things to say about this dude because he was so forgettable that I'm trying to think of what to say about him, because I remember he started off very low, very under the radar. He had an alliance with Quinn. I don't remember the name of it, but I think it was a super fan nerd alliance that he had with Quinn. And that was pretty much all he had going on the first few weeks. And then he started to gain a crush on Leah. And I guess I'll talk about it more in the Leah section. But it's low-key crazy that almost every dude in that house had a crush on Leah at some point. That's just crazy to think about. But then the one dude who Leah actually liked at that point in time, because we now know that she's apparently with Cedric if you follow that BB Twitter tea. But at that point in time, the only dude she liked was Tucker, and he was the one dude who didn't like her. So that was a little bit of sweet irony. Anyway, it's supposed to be about Joseph, but the problem is there isn't much to say about him. He was in alliance with Quinn, I know I just said that, and he had a crush on Leah, which I think was unrealistic because it's bro, she's a businesswoman, model, stuff. She owns an underwear company, and you work at Blockbusters. It wasn't going to work out. It wasn't going to work out. Same thing could be said for Quinn, but we'll get there when we get there. I think bro was definitely delusional with his Leah crush. And I think I will say this about Joseph, that he was adaptable. That when Quinn's game started to go down the toilet, instead of being ride or die for Quinn like Cedric was, Joseph jumped ship immediately and he attached his hip on the Tucker. And I'll give him credit for that. That was smart, because I think it would definitely not benefit him to just go ride or die for Quinn. And yeah, so he started working with Tucker, which was an odd pair, but it definitely worked in a way because Joseph was like the guy who would vote for whoever Tucker told him to, and Tucker did everything else. So that was their alliance, basically. And things were going well for Joseph until his eviction week, where he just started acting really weird. Like, I think just all that time in the house, like, he just started getting really cocky. Like, he started comparing himself to Dr. Will. I haven't seen Big Brother 2, but apparently Dr. Will is in discussion for the greatest Big Brother player of all time. And it's like, bro, for a guy who's won 0 competitions and is like near the bottom of the social totem pole, you should not be comparing yourself to arguably the greatest Big Brother player of all time. That's peak delusion, to be honest with you. So he was comparing himself to Dr. Will, and then his nail in the coffin is that he told Angela, like, I can't believe you're still here. I can't believe you're still here. Basically just kind of insulting Angela to her face. And it's like, Joseph, as a super fan, you should know that's not good social game. But I guess maybe he forgot about it. But yeah, those two were kind of like his nail in the coffin. Because I think his strategy of laying low was working, at least to like get him to jury. Like, I think if Joseph just shut up during that week and just stopped blabbering his mouth, he at least would have made it to jury. But he just got really cocky out of nowhere and just started talking all sorts of nonsense. And that's why he was the last pre-juror. Like, I genuinely believe if he just shut up and just lay low for another week, he would have made jury. And then I remember in his exit video interview, he was salty about it. He's like, oh, the show is cheap because why are we having a large pre-jury? And it's like, they did the same thing last year. But I guess you didn't watch that season, Joseph, the alleged super fan. But yeah, I remember he was salty because I think he thought he was making jury because, like, during the olden days, they would do like a 5-person pre-jury and then like a 10, well, not a 10, but like a 8 or 9-person jury is what they used to do. But now they're doing a larger pre-jury, I guess, to cut back on costs. You know what I'm saying? So I remember he was pretty salty because he thought he was making jury and then he wasn't. And it's like, you would have made jury if you just shut up for one more week. Like, I don't think he would win because nobody respected him or liked him except for like Quinn. You know what I'm saying? But I think he at least would have made jury with his current strategy of just laying low and being quiet. But then he just got really cocky out of nowhere. It was weird. And then I guess he also had his punishment where he was stuck in a room with Matt. And like, I really wish they gave that punishment to Angela instead, because that would have been really funny. Because it's like, who cares about Joseph? Like, you know what I'm saying? They gave that dude a whole segment, and it's like, bro, we don't need to see a segment about Joseph. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about Joseph. Also, he lost the AI Arena to Rubina, so that's another L for Joseph. Joseph's mid. Let's see. I mean, I guess like he technically made it further than Lisa and Matt. But I'm sorry, it's just the fact that like he made it like 7 weeks with 0 competition wins and like 1 ally who was doing most of the heavy lifting for him. So it's like I can't really respect him as a player. You know, so I can't really respect him as a player because it's like it didn't feel like he got that far because of his own volition. Like it felt like he got that far because he got carried. Because I don't think it's a coincidence that as soon as Tucker left, his buddy Joseph followed him right out the door. Which really just makes me believe that Tucker was carrying Joseph. And once Tucker left, you know, nobody could protect Joseph. So honestly, hot take, I guess. I don't know. I think Joseph is a pretty bottom tier player. Like, bro was garbage, to be honest with you. So he definitely earns his mid placement. So now we're going to move on to Quinn Martin. Quinn started off the season being dangerously down bad for Leah. I think in all the Big Brother seasons I've seen, I've never seen a dude who was just like this down bad. Like I know I said before Cam was kind of down bad, but that was like for the first 2 or 3 weeks and then he got over it. Quinn was down bad from start to finish, and that right there was the downfall of his game. Just his attraction to Leah, bro. He was so horny for her. It was insane. I mean, like, I guess I get it. I understand it. Because, I mean, it's not like Leah's ugly or anything. So I understand the attraction. I feel like at a certain point he should have realized like, wow, I have no chance of getting with Leah. I should probably just play the game. But he didn't. Bro was simping from start to finish. But we're gonna start off with Quinn. He started off simping for Leah, but then a wrench got thrown in his plans when Leah started flirting with Cam, and then he was like, "Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I can't compete with that." Which that was a rare Quinn intellectual moment. So I think he kind of backed off for a little bit, but then when the Cam and Leah thing ended, he went right back to simping for Leah, and that's what he was doing. And I guess from there we got to talk about how during the first week, Quinn won the upgrade power, which was basically he could like do a deep fake HOH. I'm like, that's ridiculously OP, and I think under the hands of a good player could dominate the season. But this dude just ruined the power, because I feel like the whole point of a power is to keep it a secret. At the very least, maybe tell your closest ally who you trust 100%. But like, you're gonna tell some random lady during the first week just because you felt like it. Like, he told Angela his secret power, and I know he regretted it. As soon as he saw Angela going off on Matt, calling him crazy eyes, crazy eyes. Like, he saw that and he was like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't have been telling all that stuff to Angela because she's crazy. And yeah, he regretted it because Angela, was telling the house that, yeah, Quinn has this crazy power, we need to get him out. But nobody believed Angela because, they saw her being crazy with Matt. So then Tucker had to back up Angela, during the explosive veto meeting week 3, where Quinn's entire game just got exposed. Oh, so I forgot to mention this. I'm going to do it right after I sip some more water. Oh, that's some good stuff right there. But the reason Tucker found out is because Quinn told Chemo, who he's in an alliance with called the Visionaries. It was Quinn, T-Core, and Chemo. But then Chemo told Tucker because Chemo was horny for Tucker, and he was trying to get something on the down low. So he was like, hey, Tucker, I give you this piece of information. You give me a piece of the pectoral region. And that's what happened. So that's how Tucker found out. And it's kind of crazy thinking about it. I say that phrase a lot. But because the original alliance was like Quinn, T-Core, and Chemo. But like, if you really think about it, Tucker really just scooped up everything from Quinn. Because Quinn and Joseph were in an alliance. And then Tucker stole Joseph from Quinn. And then Quinn was in an alliance with T-Core and Chemo. And then Tucker stole them from Quinn. It's like, wow, like all those bonds that Quinn tried to bond. wait, I messed it up. All those bonds that Quinn tried to form just went right out the window because he was so hyper focused on Leah, he didn't nurture his other bonds. So somebody else like Tucker was able to pick them up and use them. And I think that was just a massive fumble on Quinn's part. And that's why I say the downfall of his game was his attraction to Leah. Because he was just so hyper-focused on her. It's like, you should have been doing something else. You should have been doing this. You should have been doing that. Anything else besides simping for Leah. Get it together, bro. You know what I'm saying? And bro was definitely in danger during that Tucker HOH week. Like, he was only lucky that Tucker thought he was so pathetic he wasn't worth targeting. Which, like, that's kind of sad. But he was just like, hey, man, you're not even a real threat to me right now. So I'm going to worry about something else. But I guess Quinn got his get back because then next week Quinn voted Tucker out. And then Quinn won his second HOH where, let's see, what did he do that week? I remember, wait. Yeah, that was a pretty weak burp, but, it was kind of bubbling up inside me. Anyway, Quinn's second HOH. Oh man, because it's been a while. The season ended in October, and it's December right now. So I'm trying to remember, like, what did he do during his second HOH week? What did Quinn do? Let's think about it together. What did Quinn do? Oh, I remember. He said he wanted to honor the people who voted for Tucker. So he said he wasn't gonna target Chelsea. He wasn't gonna target Mackenzie. He wasn't gonna target Cam because he wanted to honor the people who went against Tucker. And he obviously wasn't gonna put Leah up on the block, even though he should have low key. That's what I would have did. So he was targeting Angela initially, and that's why I say he should have targeted Leah, because he told Leah numerous times when Leah won the veto, please don't save Angela. I want Angela gone. And I feel like if Leah was a real ally, if Leah was a real trooper, she would listen to you. She would listen to you. She didn't listen to you because she doesn't respect you, because you are a simp. S to the I to the M to the P. So she did all of that, ruined his master plan, and then because of his stupid rule that he didn't want to target anyone that voted for Tucker, he put Joseph up on the block. And it's like, that's just such a dumb move, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not even because I particularly care for Joseph, but it's like, Joseph is the weakest dude in this cast. What do you get out of targeting him? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get, like, his social game was really bad. But, you know what I'm saying? I think, if anything, that's a reason to keep him, because his social game is so bad. And if I'm trying to remember correctly, I don't think, because I think it was Angela and Chemo up on the block, I think. So, like, he could have just put T-Core on the block, and that would have been a better, he could have just put T-Core on the block, and that would have been a better option, I think. You know what I'm saying? Actually, was T-Core on the block that week? No, I don't think, because I remember at the end, it was like, it was Rubina, Chemo, and Joseph. Bro, why didn't he just put T-Core on the block? That would have been a way smarter option. And again, I'm not even saying this because I'm a Joseph stan. I'm saying this because the dude is so weak. What do you get out of targeting him? I mean, it entertains the viewer because we don't have to deal with him being boring. But as you as a player, what do you get out of targeting Joseph? So I think that was a dumb move on Quinn's part, and he paid the price next week when Chelsea did not reward his loyalty at all. He got backdoored. He got sent home. Actually, wait a minute. Did he get backdoored? I don't remember. I don't remember. But I do know he got sent home immediately after Joseph. I do remember that. So, let's see. What did I say Quinn was going to be? I said Quinn was going to be a late gamer, like Final 6. So, I mean, I was wrong about that, but, yeah, I was wrong about that. So, I guess I got to slap myself. Ooh. So, where to put Quinn on this list? I don't think he's as bad as Kenny. He's better than Joseph. He's better than Matt. He's better than Lisa. Because I think comp-wise, he was good. He was able to win HOHs. Did he win a veto? No, I don't think he won a veto, but he did win HOHs, so you got to give him credit for that. And he did have the upgrade power. But then strategy-wise, he wasn't so good because he wasted that power. And he wasn't able to nurture the bonds that he built because he was so hyper-focused on Leah, an ally who did not care for him at all. So I don't think in my heart or my head I can say Quinn is a good player. Like, honestly, I'm going to put him behind Brooklyn because at least Brooklyn wasn't out here simping for anybody. I mean, probably because she's married, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can't support simp behavior. So I will not be putting Quinn in good tier. It is what it is. And then we have T-Core, someone who I greatly underestimated because looking at it right here, I said T-Core was going to be the first boot. So I said T-Core was going to be the first boot. I was wrong about that. So you already know what time it is. Oof. So T-Core started off her journey bonding closely with Chemo and then kind of bonding with Quinn, forming the Visionaries Alliance. And I do remember she did feel like a little bit left out because Cam, Cedric, and Chelsea were all really tight. And T-Core wasn't really close with that group. And I think like eventually she found out, when like the Pentagon was exposed week 5. And she found out that Cedric, Cam, and Chelsea were all in the alliance. And she was all like, wow, why wasn't I included in the Black People Alliance? And it's like, maybe it's because you have bad social skills, T-Core. I guess maybe not bad social skills, but, I mean, I don't know. Like, you can't blame them because you wouldn't talk to them. You just had to get up and talk to them. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't expect people to talk to you. I say this as someone who is incredibly antisocial, but I digress. So, yeah, and I also remember the explosive T-Core argument during week 2 where T-Core, Cedric, Chelsea, and Cam were all sitting outside. and it wasn't an official alliance, which I feel like that's kind of what she wanted. Like I think T Core wanted like a cookout type of alliance, and she was low key salty that she didn't get it. But like basically, like those four reached an agreement that they wouldn't target each other during the pre-jury phase, and that they would wait until jury to start targeting for each other. And then Angela saw them talking outside the window, but she couldn't hear what they were saying, and she assumed like, oh, this is about to be the cookout. It's about to be the cookout. And it's like, oh, Angela, you tapping into your inner Kyle Capner, and she was going around telling Quinn like, oh man, we about to get another cookout, bro. We got to do something, bro. It's about to be cookout 2.0, 3.0, because they were doing a cookout last year. And then Quinn is like, calm down, calm down. And then Quinn was allied with T-Core at the time, so he was like, I got to tell her what's going on. So Quinn told T-Core, and then T-Core was like, you know, so she was acting all shocked, but it's like, I mean, Angela wasn't that. I mean, you know, Angela wasn't 100% right, but she wasn't 100% wrong either, to be honest with you. And T-Core was acting all shocked and offended, and I'm like, okay, she wasn't that off the mark. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't that off the mark. So then, I don't know, T-Core said something like, oh, you know, when you assume based off a race, like basically just kind of giving Angela like a lecture or something. And then Angela started crying. And then T-Core was like, okay. And then she just like walked away or whatever. And I mean, to be fair, I'd probably do that in the situation too. Like, I feel like there's no use in trying to argue with someone who doesn't want to hear what you're saying. So it is kind of good to walk away. So, you know, I'll give T-Core credit for that. You know what I'm saying? Give T-Core credit for that. And then, you know, I also give her credit because week 4, even though I didn't like it, from T-Core's perspective, it does make sense to save Rubina, someone who you've been socializing with recently, someone who you've been building a bond with, versus Cedric, who was a part of a majority alliance, didn't tell you that, and kind of left you out on it, even though I don't think he's completely at fault for that. But, you know, from T-Core's perspective, it does make sense to save Rubina and flip the vote on Cedric, so I'll give her another check for that. But honestly, I think that was like the one good thing T-Core did in the game. Then after that, it was just kind of eh. You know what I'm saying? She had her first HOH, and it was really confusing, to be honest with you. Even with the live feeds, it was pretty confusing. Because she put up Mackenzie, Cam, and Tucker. And then she only put up Tucker because she didn't want... Because, you know, keep in mind at that point, you had T-Core, Joseph, Angela, Chemo, Rubina, and Tucker as the Friends Alliance. So, and also she had this weird thing where, like, she didn't want to nominate Chelsea as a black woman, but then she was completely okay with nominating Cam. So I guess black men's feelings don't matter. So whatever on that. But yeah, so she also had that weird thing where she didn't want to nominate Chelsea. So her only options were like Cam, Mackenzie, and Leah. And for some reason, I don't know why, T-Core was so afraid of putting up Leah, which is like, it's Leah, you know? So like, why are you scared of Leah? But, you know, T-Core was so scared of Leah, that's why she put up Tucker instead. And I feel like it would have been a smarter move to just put up Leah and rip off the bandage, but you do you, T-Core. Especially because Leah did not return the favor at all. You know, she put you up during her HOH, but you over here trying to act all scared and trying to protect Leah and everything. You know what I'm saying, bro? And then you trying to do that weird old black woman pack with Chelsea. You know, that's why I'm saying, like, this was not good gameplay. I think the Cedric vote flip was the one time T-Core had brain cells, and then from there it just turned off. Because it was just dumb moves all around. So, yeah, instead of putting up Leah like she should have, she just put up Tucker because she was scared. And then Cam won the veto, so then it was like, oh, she got to put someone else up. So then she put up Angela because Angela was going around telling people to get rid of Tucker. And, yeah, and eventually it just ended in Tucker going home. And I think from T-Core's perspective, this is really bad because Tucker was the meat shield of your alliance. If someone like, because keep in mind, if someone like Chelsea or Mackenzie won HOH next week, they're going to be taking shots at Tucker. They're not even going to look at you. But because you decided to be an idiot and put Tucker up on the block, you just got rid of your meat shield. He's not going to be here to win HOH next week. And even if he didn't win HOH, he could be easily put up on the block as a target. Now, all of that is out the window because you wanted to be an idiot and a coward and not put up Leah. And then you saw what happened. You know what I'm saying? Leah won HOH. She didn't return the favor. T-Core went home. And, yeah, it was just kind of dumb on T-Core's part. So, that's all I really gotta say about her. Just kind of, I mean, she's better than Kenny. She's better than Joseph. She's better than Matt as a player. She's better than Lisa. I guess I'll put you know what? Again, because I said this before, I don't support simp behavior. So I will put her above Quinn because at least T-Core wasn't a simp. Well, I guess because she had a boyfriend back home, but still. I don't support simp behavior. So T-Core will be going above Quinn. Now we're down to the final 7. Now we have Miss Leah Peters. Leah started off the season being the talk of the town. She was in an alliance with Matt and Mackenzie, but that all went down the window once Matt got evicted. The weird part is, I feel like after Matt got evicted, Leah and Mackenzie kind of like drifted apart, and they didn't really reconnect until like towards the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? But after Matt got evicted, Leah started talking to Quinn. She started talking to Cam. And honestly, again, I think it's crazy that Leah and Cam were flirting so much during those early weeks, and none of it made the TV edit at all, bro. Like, they gave, which I guess is fair because Matt and Mackenzie did eventually end up becoming a showmance. But those two got a segment. All of the times Cam and Leah were flirting, that did not get a segment at all. They just decided it wasn't worthy, I guess. Which is crazy. Like, overall, I feel like those first few weeks, they would not give Cam screen time at all. And I feel like that's why people were calling him boring, because they weren't giving him screen time in the episodes. Which, you know, I think there's a difference between being boring and just being a chill, low-key person. But that's a topic for the Cam section. Let me sip some more water. So Leah started talking to Cam. Something I thought was weird is that during Chelsea's HOH, she basically kind of tried to like manipulate Cam to go up as a pawn. And then Chelsea noticed that, and she even tried to tell Cam, and he just kind of brushed it off. But I'm looking at it from Leah's perspective, and I'm like, okay, Cam likes you. He's crushing on you. Like, what do you get out of him trying to volunteer to go on the block? Like, I feel like that was just a weird move. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole Cam Leah thing ended, so she kind of like went back to Quinn, and then she started talking to Joseph. And it's like, I guess it's a free agent, you know, free vote. And maybe it's just my personal dislike for the floater flop. But like, what do you get out of Joseph as an ally? It's like being allies with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she started talking to Quinn. She started talking to Joseph. She was building up her incel army. And at least from what I saw, I don't think Leah and T-Core interacted that much. So again, I just don't understand why T-Core was trying to protect Leah so much during her HOH week. But I guess whatever Leah was doing, it worked, because T-Core was scared to death of her. And then Leah won a HOH, which props to her, because she won an endurance comp against Cam, Mr. Football. So you got to give Leah props for that. So she won HOH, and I think from her perspective, like, it kind of makes sense to target Chemo, Rubina, and T-Core because they're a trio. But I feel like which they discussed it, but they didn't go through with it. And I'm like, I feel like if they went through with it, it would have been a way better outcome for them from Leah and Angela, because there was 2 vetoes that week, and Leah won the first veto and Angela won the second veto. Okay, I'm actually not sure on the order, but I do know they both won a veto. That's what I know. So Leah and Angela were working together. That's what Leah was doing after Quinn left, because at that point Leah ran out of simps, so she eventually had to, you know, Leah ran out of simps, so she eventually had to work with a woman. You know what I'm saying? So Leah started working with Angela after Quinn left, and Leah and Angela were working together, and they potentially discussed putting T-Core and Chelsea on the block together, so that way it's a person from each trio, and that would have been like an amazing outcome for Leah and Angela, because then, like, no matter what, you're getting a strong player out of the house. You know what I'm saying? Which, again, maybe Chelsea just has that good of a social game, but I think it's crazy that, like, literally only Tucker was the only person who thought, maybe I should target Chelsea because she's a strong player. Like, Tucker was the only one who caught on to that. Everybody else was either too stupid or too scared to take a shot at Chelsea, which is crazy because then she ended up winning. But, yeah, they didn't go through with the plan. They stuck with T-Core versus Rubina. T-Core went home. And then I think Leah's fatal flaw is that she thought she still had Mackenzie in her back pocket, even though at that point Mackenzie was Chelsea's brainwashed slave, willing to do whatever she says. So that's why she was so shocked that she got backdoored by Mackenzie, her supposed bestie. But it's like, at that point, that's not your bestie, that's Chelsea's slave. You know what I'm saying? So then Leah got backdoored and Leah got evicted. And I guess I'll talk about this, even though it's not really gameplay. They really tried to push this weird, like, Quinn Leah thing, which I did not buy for a second. Like, it was advertised to me. I did not buy it. I did not buy it. My wallet was still in my pocket. I never took it out. Because basically, during their HOH week, they were kind of flirting, if you can even call it that. Like, I think Leah was just trying to, like, get Quinn to do what she, like, I don't think it was genuine. You know, I don't think it was genuine. I think Leah was trying to get Quinn to do what she wanted. And, you know, Quinn is a simp, so he's going to say yes to whatever. I don't buy that as genuine chemistry. And then they played a confessional where she was like, I think I like him. And it's like, yeah, you like him coincidentally the week that he's HOH. Wow, what a shocker. You know what I'm saying? And then, wow, what a shocker. You see them in jury. They're not sitting next to each other. No official Quinn Leia kiss. Like, you wanted to call it a showmance, and they never even kissed. You know what I'm saying? No hand holding, no hugging, no kissing, no nothing. Like, just a little confessional saying she likes him, and you want to call that a showmance. Like, that's even faker than the Matt and Riley thing from last year. But, yeah, dang, my camera's, because, see on my computer, I have a sticky note near the camera because, you know, on the computer, it's like, I heard that people can secretly watch you that way. I think at least that's what I heard. So I keep a sticky note near the camera on my computer, and it's kind of falling apart. So I think I should probably get another sticky note after this video ends. But anyways, I'm talking about Leah. Yeah, the Quinn Leah thing was fake. Apparently she's with Cedric now. Which, I mean, to be honest with you, can you really blame her? Again, I mean, you know, just looking at Leah's perspective. Okay, this is not my personal opinion. I'm just looking at it from her perspective. This is what you do as a professional in this YouTube industry. But, like, if you had to choose between Quinn or Cedric, realistically, who would you choose? You know what I'm saying? I think she made the right decision. You know what I'm saying? Because Cedric, you know, he's in college, I think, now, right? Yeah, he's in college, former military. You know, good head on his shoulders. Quinn is a simp, and he kind of looks like a woman. So unless Leah is into that sort of thing, it makes sense why it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what did I say Leah was going to be? I said Leah was jury. So no slap for me. We're going to put Leah. I mean, her social game was decent, I guess, because she was able to avoid being put on the block for a long time, and she did win a HOH, and she did win a veto. So yeah, you know what? I'll put, you know, I guess yeah, honestly, yeah, I would say Leah was a good player. Like, maybe like right here. Would I say Leah's better than Cedric? I mean, yeah, I guess so, because she did make it further than him. So, yeah, I'm going to put Leah right there. That's a good spot for her. So then we have Angela. And Angela was definitely the character of this season. Definitely the one you're going to talk about if you're making a video about BB26. So starting off Angela's BB26 journey, she walked into the house. She immediately spotted Matt. And she was like, hey, you're going to be in a showmance with Mackenzie. And Matt's like, shh, keep it on the down low, keep it on the down low. And Angela was just telling the whole house. And Angela won HOH. And, you know, Matt was kind of threatening her in a way. But I don't think it was, like, that serious. Like she said it was. But she was seriously impacted by this moment. So I remember, I don't know if you remember the live feed clip, but she was kind of like talking in her speech, like wait, hold on. She was talking in her sleep, kind of like she was memorizing a speech. Like she was kind of like going over what she would say, and I'm like, that's low key creepy. But you do you, Angela. So then she woke up that morning on business, marched down the stairs, called out Matt in front of the entire house. And I think the problem with that is that Angela, like, afterwards wanted to, like, kind of assimilate her way back into the group. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like pretend that nothing happened. But I feel like at that point, when you purposely blow up your own game like that, there's no really coming back from that. You see, like, from that point forward, no one trusted Angela. No one really liked Angela, which is crazy because if you remember before that, before the blow up, everybody was coming to Angela with alliance offers. You know, like the only two people in the house that didn't really like Angela were like Matt and Mackenzie and Kenny, which is only like 3 people. But after the Angela blow up, most of the house was not really messing with Angela like that. It was really only Leah and Tucker. Leah and Tucker were the only ones that were riding for Angela. So you got to think about that. You know, as funny and as entertaining as blow-ups are, it's not really that beneficial to your game, and sometimes it's better just to keep a cool head. So yeah, Angela had her blow up, but her plan ended up working because she backdoored Matt, and then he went home. And then she had a fight with Lisa week 2, but then the live feeds blocked it, and they never really talked about it, so I'm not really sure what that was about. And then she had a fight with T-Core, and I already talked about that. And then she had a fight with Kenny. I'm really thinking about it. I think Angela had a fight with nearly everyone in the house. Let's go over it. Because she had a fight with Tucker because she tried to vote Tucker off when he and him were on the block. She was trying to get people to vote for Tucker. Like, God, we got to get rid of Tucker. He's going to win the whole thing. And then Tucker found out. He was like, I've been ride or dying for you this whole time. You going to do me like that? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Angela and Tucker had a little fight. She never had a fight with Leah. She never had a fight with Cedric. She had, like, one-sided beef with Brooklyn because Brooklyn ate her charcuterie board cheese, which is, like, I guess, I guess, I see where she's coming from. Because she was a have-not the week before, and she was looking forward to eating some real food. But yeah, I don't think it was like that big, because they turned it into a segment, and then they brought it up in the finale again, and it's like I don't think it was that funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it was that funny. Like, not as funny as like the muffin thing from BB24. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she had a fight with T-Core. She had several fights with Quinn. These two did not like each other at all. She had a fight with Lisa, like I said. She had multiple fights with Matt. She kind of had like one-sided beef towards Joseph because he was like, oh, I don't get why you're still here. And then she kind of had her moment when Joseph got put up on the block. And then she was in the confessional like, oh, Joseph, I don't know why you're still here. So, I mean, she did kind of, do that thing that I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. I mean, any slander towards Joseph is well appreciated. So, yeah, and then looking here, she never had a fight with Chemo. She never had a fight with Rubina. She never had a fight with Cam. I don't think she had a fight with Mackenzie. The craziest part is that I don't think she had a fight with Chelsea during the season. But if you've been keeping up with BB Twitter, apparently Angela and Chelsea have, like, postseason beef. Which is like, wow, BB26 really is the gift that keeps on giving. But like I just said, Angela has beef with, like, half the cast. So, I don't know if I can say she has a good social game. Because, like, you're like, oh, yeah, she made 6th place. It's like, yeah, she made 6th place because Tucker was protecting her during, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of you like, oh, Angela's power, Angela's missed. But it's like, no, if Tucker didn't protect Angela during those first few weeks, she would have just went home. She would have just been an early boot. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty much Tucker protecting her. And then it switched over to Leah protecting her. Like, it was always just someone protecting Angela, in my opinion. Never really of her own volition. Like, it was either someone was protecting her, or the HOH was kind of like, Angela isn't really that big of a threat. Which, I don't get why they were thinking that way, because Angela had, like, 2 HOHs and a veto win under her belt. So I think that is low-key a threat. I guess it just wasn't recognized by the house because she's an old lady. So then we had the infamous double eviction week. Chelsea won HOH, and she sent Angela packing. I think that was the right move because between Chemo, Rubina, and Angela, Angela is the biggest threat. And then she went on to say in her exit video interview, she was like, "Oh, I would have won this show. I would have won this show." And it's like, you wouldn't have won against Chelsea. I don't think you would have won against Mackenzie. Hot take, hot take. I don't think she would have won against Cam either. You know what I'm saying? Like looking at cause let's look at it. Okay, we have Leah, T-Core, and Quinn in the jury. Quinn doesn't like Angela. T-Core doesn't really like Angela. Leah is Angela's BFF. So looking at it here, it's like Angela only has like one jury vote. So I think most of the final, like, even though y'all would hate to see it, y'all would say Angela robbed Queen, but you gotta activate whatever, social game into the equation. And Angela just had way too many ops that I don't think she would win a final two vote. I don't think she would. I don't think, they would look at it from an objective level. I think they'd be petty. Because sometimes you end up with a better jury. And I think this jury definitely would have been better if Angela ended up in the final two. So, yeah. So, better than Kenny, better than Joseph, better than Matt, better than Lisa. She did win a few competitions. So I feel like this tier is for like the flops who couldn't win any competitions. So, she's at least like mixed feelings. And I said this before. I'll say it again. I don't support simp behavior. So I'll put her ahead of Quinn. See, like, the difference between T-Core and Angela is, like, they're both kind of bad players in a way. But, I do think that T-Core move against Cedric was pretty cool. But then Angela also had her move against Matt. But I think, like, T-Core was able to, like, keep a calm head under pressure. But, like, Angela was just blowing up at people way too often. And I just genuinely think Angela had a terrible social game. So I think I'm going to put Angela right here. Because I think T-Core had a better social game than Angela. So, yeah, there you go. So then we have Chemo Apaka. This one's going to be pretty short, I guess. Because, what does there really say about Chemo? Oh, wait. I forgot the prediction part. I said Angela was going to be pre-jury. So I guess I gotta slap myself. Oof. Alright, now moving on to Chemo Apaka. He started off week 1. He was put on the block by Angela. I don't remember why, but he was put on the block. But he was able to save himself with AI Arena. And then he teamed up with T-Core, teamed up with Quinn, formed the Visionaries Alliance. And then he told Tucker that Quinn had the secret power. And I would give Chemo credit if he did it for like a strategical reason, like maybe he would try to like form an alliance with Tucker. But no, Chemo literally admitted in a confessional he just did it because he was horny for Tucker. And it's like, bro, you gotta stop thinking with that, and you gotta think with your head. But he didn't. He was just being all horny and stuff. But I guess it did work out for him because then he was introduced to the Friends Alliance, and that kept him safe for a few weeks. But, then after Tucker left, Chemo just kept being put on the block as a pawn star. And that's pretty much what it was until he went home. And he just kept being put on the block every week because Daddy Tucker wasn't there to protect him anymore. And take another sip of water. Oh, that is so refreshing. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about Chemo, to be honest with you. He was horny for Tucker. He joined the Alliance. And then he just kept being put on the block each week until he went home. I mean, it was nothing really that spectacular, I said Chemo was going to win. So clearly I was wrong about that. So you already know what time it is. Yeah. Like I said, this tier is for the flops who couldn't win any competitions. So like, it's like, because Chemo won a veto and he won an AI Arena. You know what I'm saying? So that's at least 2 comp wins. So I'm going to put Chemo up here. I know I usually say I don't support simp behavior. But I don't think Chemo was that good of a player to be. So I'm gonna put Chemo right there. I don't think he was that good of a player. I mean, he's not mid tier, but you know he doesn't go any higher than that. So now moving on, we have Rubina. Similar to Chemo, this is going to be a pretty short section because I see we're at an hour now. And it's like, why am I talking about Big Brother for an hour? I don't know. Editing this video is going to be terrible, but we're going to do it. So Rubina, she started off, she was close with T-Core and Chemo, but nothing really popped off until week 4, where she was saved by them. The vote was flipped on Cedric, and then they were able to officially form an alliance. And then she also had her little showmance with Tucker. She was trying to deny it at first, which was the smart thing to do. But then she eventually gave in and just started making out with Tucker everywhere. And it's like, again, you're just painting a big target on your back. And, you know, to give Rubina some credit, she did win that AI arena that sent Joseph home. So, you know, let's give a round of applause for that. And, yeah, from there, it was really just downhill because, you know, she, similar to Chemo, she just kept being put on the block each week. And she couldn't really do anything about it because she was going up against Mackenzie, Manbeck, Man Boob. I was about to say Man Boob. Manbeck, Man Boob. But, yeah. You know, so similar to Chemo, she was just being used as a pawn star. Like, you know, her winning AI Arena was the peak of her Big Brother career, to be honest with you. Like, I can't even really say she deserved Final Four because she was just kind of there, to be honest with you. Like, since her and Chemo are besties, I'm going to just put her next to Chemo. You know, I'm going to just put her next to Chemo, to be honest with you. What did I say for Rubina? Rubina, I said, would make jury. So I was right about that. Hey, no slap for me. We're almost done. Let's get it done. We have Cam Sullivan Brown. And I really should have wrote a script for this, but you know, I wanted to get a video out because I haven't done a video since like July. So I'm like, let me get a video out while I'm off school at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now I'm just rambling. So what am I doing? But Cam Sullivan Brown, he started off the season. He was majorly crushing on Leah, but unlike a certain simp, Cam eventually got over it. We love to see it. He formed the CCC alliance with Chelsea and Cedric, eventually forming the Pentagon. And I think now a lot of people were mad because I do remember week 4 and week 5, a lot of people were mad that it was Cam who was staying, and like, you know, they felt like Cedric and Brooklyn were so entertaining, and they're like, oh, Cam is the boring one, why isn't he going home? But it's like, you gotta remember, you're looking at it from the perspective of you as a viewer. You're not looking at it from the perspective of a player. Throughout the downfall of the Pentagon Alliance, Cam kept a cool head. He never spiraled. He never raised his voice. He never yelled at anybody. He never got into any fights. He was chill. I mean, Cam was literally the chill guy meme. I'm gonna put up on the screen if I can, but Cam was literally the chill guy meme, and I think that definitely helped his game. That no one was looking at him crazy because he wasn't acting crazy. Sometimes it's beneficial to just be the chill guy. And that's what Cam was doing. And again, I said this before, that people were ragging on him because he didn't win any comps. And it's like, yes, he did, bro. Like, y'all saying he didn't win any comps, but then he won that veto week 6 and took himself up off the block. But you guys want to do revisionist history and act like he didn't win any comps. I'm not here for it. Now, from there, it was pretty even level, I guess, in terms of gameplay. Like, I think he did better than Chemo and Rubina, but not as well as Chelsea and Mackenzie. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, that's why I say, like, kind of in the middle. Something underrated I do want to bring up is that I do remember during the Janky World Week, Jankie, you know what I'm saying? I remember during the Janky World Week, it was Leah and Cam, the last two who were up there. And while yes, Cam did lose lose the competition. He lost the competition, but he was able to use the fact that he was the last dude standing on there, and he was able to talk to Leah and be like, hey, you know, we were up there a really long time, so we should discuss. And because I do remember, right? Because remember I said that Leah had thoughts about putting Chelsea up on the block. But Cam was able to use his fact that he lasted so long in the competition, and the fact that, even though the Cam Leah thing, it did end, he was never really on bad terms, which I think, again, smart move from Cam, good social game. Dare I say, I think Cam had one of the best social games. Like you could rag on him for not being a comp beast. You know what I'm saying? You could rag on him for not being a comp beast, but dude had one of the best social games in this cast. Because he was able to convince Leah single-handedly not to target Chelsea. And I feel like a lot of people don't bring that up because they just want to clown on him. But it's like Cam had his moments. Okay, I'm not saying Cam is the best player ever. I'm just saying he had his moments that I feel like don't get recognized by the fandom. So he was able to convince Leah not to put up Chelsea. I thought that was good. And then, admittedly, he did have his embarrassing Owashicomix run. But hey, nobody's perfect. And then he made Final Free. And then he lost. And then Mackenzie sent him home. Well, I guess not really sent him home, just sent him to the jury. But still, yeah. Which that reminds me, let's see what I said for Cam. I said Cam was going to make jury, so I was right about that. You know what I'm saying? I was right. Love to see it. So I guess now it's time to rank him. Definitely better than Kenny. He's not going in mid. I don't care what you guys say. I think he's a better player than Rubina. I think he's a better player than Chemo. Do I think he's a better player than Quinn? Okay, because Quinn has the comp wins, but like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, Quinn has the comp wins, but his strategic ability was so down bad. I can't talk, bro. I can't talk. I'm trying to sound articulate, and it's not working the way I thought it was. Anyway, that's just a placeholder spot for Cam while I figure this out. Because Quinn does have more competition wins than Cam, but I just think Quinn was so bad at the strategy. I don't know if I can say that Quinn is a better player than Cam. Because, yeah, because like you said in BB24, this is what people were saying in BB24, comp wins don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the reason why Taylor Hale won. What did I say Hare? I'm going to say Taylor Hale. But, yeah, that's why she won, because it's not all about comp wins. So I think the same should be said for Cam because, he just had a really good social game. And plus, he did make it further than Quinn. I think he's a better player than Angela. I think he's better than T-Core. Is he better than Brooklyn? I mean, I think so because, he made Final Free. This is tough. Okay, you know what? Since this is my list at the end of the day, I'm not going to do anything crazy like put Cam at the top of the list or anything, but I think Cam goes right here, to be honest with you. I think Cam goes right there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can scream at me, rage in the comments. I'm just making up scenarios because I don't get any comments, but I'm just saying this to say that it's my list. And I think Cam was a good player. Do I think he's the best player? No, but I thought he was a good player, honestly. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. He did the best he could. I think even towards the end, because I do remember I saw a video of him saying, that competition where they had to stack things, and people were clowning on him because he was just kind of doing whatever. And he was just like, yeah, I did that because I knew I wasn't going to win. I'm like, okay, I knew it. Even though he did genuinely lose some competitions, I could tell some of those he was just throwing. I think that's a smart move on his part because, he looks like the strong comp beast guy. So I think if he just went out guns blazing like Tucker did, he would have been evicted early. So I think the fact that he was throwing competitions actually worked in his favor, even if he didn't win. But, yeah, I think Cam is a good player. Then we have Mackenzie. Mackenzie has a very weird journey on Big Brother because it looked like she was going to be in a showmance with Matt week 1, and then he was sent home. And then Leah didn't really want to be besties with her anymore at that point in time. So I remember pretty much between week 2 and week 5, Mackenzie was just kind of there. You know what I'm saying? She was just kind of there. She didn't really have any real allies. She was just vibing, in the best way she could. I mean, she did use America's veto to save herself from being put up on the block. So, give her credit for that. She did win the upgrade power. But I don't think she really, used that time to capitalize on her social game. At least until, I think the week when Tucker went home is when Mackenzie finally started to talk to people. She was talking to Mackenzie. She was talking to Cam. and I think they formed an alliance. I don't remember what the name of the alliance was, but you had the Mackenzie, Chelsea, and Cam alliance, which I think was the catalyst of sending Tucker home because Mackenzie won that AI arena, and then from there, I really think the Mackenzie, Cam, Chelsea trio were pretty much dominating the game. Like even at points like during the Janky World Week where like they should have been targeted, they weren't. Thanks to stuff like Mackenzie winning competitions, Chelsea's social game, Cam's social game, Chelsea winning competitions. Like I truly think that after Tucker left, it's like okay, either Cam, Mackenzie, or Chelsea is winning the season. At least is what I thought. Because I know a lot of people were betting on Angela, but it's like, bro, there's no way Angela wins a jury vote. You know what I'm saying? No way she wins a jury vote. I know I said Chemo was my winner pick, but that was before I knew he was gonna be a dud. So yeah, and yeah, Mackenzie did the choice to backdoor Leah. A lot of people were surprised, shocked, and angry by this. But you have to remember that Leah just kind of ghosted Mackenzie after week 1. So it's not like Mackenzie really owed Leah anything. Like, they're friends, but you guys act like they were, like, close allies throughout the whole game when they really weren't. Because you remember that Mackenzie was talking to Chelsea and Cam, and Leah was talking to Joseph and Quinn. They were kind of on opposite sides of the house. And that's not to say they're enemies or they hate each other. It's just they weren't really close allies throughout the game. So I don't think it's that big of a deal that Mackenzie backdoored Leah. Like, maybe she should have took a shot at Chelsea. Maybe. But, she didn't. She wanted to play honorably. The Cody Calafiore way. The Jag way, if you will. And yeah, it cost her $750K. But according to her, she's rich anyways, so she doesn't care. I don't know why they cast rich people on this show. I guess because of nepotism, but yeah. So what we're going to rank Mackenzie as? Yeah, because basically she won the final HOH. She sent Cam home. Lost against Chelsea. Honestly, I think if Mackenzie articulated her game better, she maybe would have had a chance. But yeah, her finale speech was pretty dumb. So, yeah. Let's see. Yep. Better than her, better than him. I mean, she was winning a lot of comps too. But, like, I don't think she really had the best social game, you know what I'm saying? Because she was close to Matt, and then he went home week 1. She kind of lost her connection to Leah. And then she didn't really start socializing until, like, week 6. And, as much as, I respect it on a certain level, but from a game point, it is kind of dumb that she never took a shot at Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? I know you could probably say the same thing about Cam, but, like, Cam never had the opportunity to take a shot at Chelsea. At least in my opinion, I think, like, if Cam was winning the HOHs, he definitely would have took a shot at Chelsea, I think. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, what he says otherwise, I don't know. That's just the energy I get watching throughout the. Like, you remember that one conversation Chelsea and Cam had where she was acting crazy? She was like, "Oh, you would protect Leah over me. You're just so mean to me." And Cam was like, "You're drunk. Go home." So I definitely do feel like if Cam was given the opportunity, he would have took a shot at Chelsea, 100%. So I think, I got to give Mackenzie, like, top of mixed feelings because it was a pretty boneheaded decision to just let Chelsea stay in the game. And speaking of Chelsea, she's the final person to talk about. Well, actually, wait a minute, because I got to see here. I said Mackenzie was final. Oh, I was right about that. I got a lot of stuff right this year, huh? But, yeah, because right here I said Mackenzie would be final 2. You can go back and watch my prediction video. I said the final 2 was going to be like Chemo versus Mackenzie. So, I mean, I was half right. You know what I'm saying? So then we have Miss Chelsea. And I do want to point out that it's kind of like poetic in a way. It's kind of poetic in a way that Chelsea started off the season being downgraded. Mackenzie started off the season being upgraded. And then they ended up being the final 2. And then the person who was downgraded beat the person who was upgraded. You just can't write that level of poetic justice. You know what I'm saying? Like the themes, the narrative. I don't know if they intentionally set it up. But if they did, I give kudos to the production team because that's just a really well done story to tell. That the person who was given a disadvantage was able to beat the person who was given an advantage. I just think that's that's cool. That's cool. I'd even say in terms of winners, I like Chelsea more than Jag. I like Chelsea more than anyone, honestly. At least in terms of modern era. Okay, let's not get carried away. I know some people on Twitter go a little crazy, but let's not get carried away. In terms of modern winners, which would be Xavier, Taylor, Jag, and Chelsea, low key, I would say Chelsea's the best one. Maybe recency bias. Maybe recency bias. Not gonna lie. But that's just how I feel. That in terms of modern winners, I genuinely feel like Chelsea's the best one. And I'm not even like a huge Chelsea stan. I'm just looking at it from a story perspective and an objective perspective. I just think Chelsea had a good story and she played a good game, even if I don't really like her as a person. You know what I'm saying? So Chelsea started off, she was downgraded. She did the CCC alliance with Cam and Cedric, the Pentagon. And I think Chelsea was in the middle when it came to the blow up of the Pentagon because she wasn't completely chill like Cam was, but she wasn't going crazy like Brooklyn was. Like I remember she had that one little argument with Tucker at the veto meeting, and then she found out that someone was leaking information. She was like, "Really, Quinn? Really, Joseph?" I feel like if you're gonna start an argument with anyone, Quinn and Joseph is the best way to go because those two are losers and they're not really gonna fight back. You know what I'm saying? So if you gotta start a fight with anyone, those two are the best options. So yeah, but again, another reason why I think Chelsea's a good winner is because it wasn't like a Taylor situation where she was safe throughout most of the game. Like no, like that, like week 4, week 5 was a vulnerable spot in Chelsea's game, and she was able to pick the pieces back up and rebuild her castle. I just think that's really impressive that you can go from like almost going home to like winner of the season. Which again, I guess it is kind of like Taylor, but I just like Chelsea more because she's way more strategic. And it's a strategy show. I'm gonna like people who are more strategic. You know what I'm saying? So Chelsea was able to rebuild the pieces, rebuild the castle. She formed a strong trio with Cam and Mackenzie, and after Tucker left, they pretty much dominated the game, in my opinion. And I think Chelsea made a smart move in picking up Mackenzie as an ally because she really had nowhere else to go. It was kind of like taking in a lost puppy. And yeah. Now, as for the controversial part, I know Chelsea has her fair share of haters because she's like a right-wing conservative Christian girl. And also something about Zionism because she like took a picture in Israel. And she went on to later confirm that she is not a Zionist. So I don't really feel like you could use that against her. But, I just say this to say I think the Big Brother fandom has to separate the player from the person. Unless it's like to an extreme level, like if they end up casting like a Nazi on this show, then yeah, get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, I think you gotta separate the person from the player. And yeah, I think Chelsea's a good player. Is Chelsea a good person? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I do think Chelsea's a good player, and she's a good winner. So you got to give her kudos for that. She won a unanimous vote too. I think I saw it on a video. I think that she's like the first female winner to get like a unanimous vote. So again, kudos for that. I would clap for Chelsea if I wasn't holding my microphone in my hand. So just imagine that I'm clapping for her. So with all that being said, I think Chelsea deserves a tier of not Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Because Hall of Fame is like for the Dan Gieslings, the Dr. Wills. You know what I'm saying? But I do think Chelsea's a great player. I would say Chelsea's the best player of this season. You know what I'm saying? So she deserves her own tier. So that's where Chelsea goes. And then we have Ainsley here for some reason. They were trying to tease this whole 17th house guest thing. I thought it was about to be another Cerise situation, but no, it was just like AI or whatever. And why is she even in this tier list? It was just like a goofy gimmick throughout the whole season. Like, it's not even like a real person. I'm just put him next to Kenny, I guess. I don't know. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. It's my BB26 tier list. Future videos incoming. I know we're reaching a year now. I keep saying I'm gonna work on the Total Drama Reboot Season 2 review video, whatever. Yeah, I know I keep saying I'm gonna do that, but like I got school and a job, so you gotta cut me a little bit of slack. But still gonna do the Total Drama Reboot Season 2 video, and maybe like a few more Total Drama videos, maybe a few more Big Brother videos, and maybe some other videos on the side, see what sticks on the channel. I also do want to try and introduce gaming content to the channel. The only problem is I don't know how to screen record my Nintendo Switch, so I gotta figure that out before I could do that. But anyways, this is Owashicomix. I'm signing out. It's like an hour now.